Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of Runeterra Academy. Tonight, we have Nameless Fantasy versus Team Ambitious Wolves. That is the blue and red side specifically. Currently, both teams are 1-0 up in the standings. Nameless Fantasy had a 2-0 week last week. Team Ambition Wolves had a 2-1 week. I am Camcom, joined by PVS tonight on the desk, and we are already into Game 1 draft here.
Yes, we are, and hello to everyone watching. Been a while since I've cast, so we'll see how this goes. We do have Nameless Fantasy on the blue side for game 1 and 3, if it's needed, of course. And Team Ambition Wolves starting on the red side for game 1.
Yeah, Team Ambition Wolves, the team coming in here with 1 loss on the board so far, and we have both of the jungles locked in, and that's going to be a Brand on R2. I don't remember the last time I actually saw a Brand.
Yeah, that is a very odd pick, you could say. Especially so early in the draft, we will see be, I guess, kind of countered by Ornn. I mean, Brand has no escapes as a mage. I am interested to see if this goes mid or support.
Yeah, Brand is like that team fight mage that you do usually throw support. You can occasionally see him mid. He's just not that picked commonly in competitive because he's like a Xerath. You get on top of him, you blow him up. And so far, you've got 3 very strong champions on the side of Nameless Fantasy that can get on top of this Brand like on whenever you want. Like, you have Xin Zhao Galio. That's a wombo combo in itself. Xin Zhao E ults in, Galio ults right on top of him, and you can't escape that, especially if you're in a mobile mage like Brand.
Yeah, I mean, Ornn is just going to be the bane of Brand's existence. We will see that countered by most likely set top. Don't see that one support too often anymore. It could potentially be an answer to Galio. Has a lot of ways to stop Galio from using his ult. That's a hard one to say. Let me check the last game drafts here. So Brand was not picked by Team Ambition Wolves in their first series. So this is a... Oh, wait. No, it was. It was mid lane.
Oh, okay. So then maybe it will be a mid laner. And in that case, Galio, he's also a flex mid for support. So I don't know if Nameless Fantasy was trying to specifically counter Brand with Galio. I actually don't think Galio does so well into Brand. But if they do want to specifically counter the Brand, they can just throw the Galio wherever the Brand matches.
Yeah, that works out pretty well. He has that free magic shield that he gets from his W. Also, I believe he just takes a flat percentage of magic resist. Reduced. That's what I was trying to say. We will see Ari Misfortune ban, so not really allowing the MF Jarvan combo. Zai would be pretty interesting here.
But a Kai'Sa lock-in would be even more interesting. Kai'Sa usually tries... Oh, you know what? We're just not going to talk about it.
Brahma would be good in Ornn.
For all we know, they might as well be hovering Aurelion Soul, so these are fake champions. These are not real champions, but it is actually going to be that Kai'Sa lock-in, and Kai'Sa Brand, not really a solid bot lane duo, so I am expecting that to actually be a Brand mid, but it is nice that they did keep that flexibility up until the last R5 pick.
Yep, I am personally not a big fan of Kai'Sa here. I think Jarvan, unlike Hecarim, is pretty... If he misses the EQ combo, he has no CC at all, which Kai'Sa just wants to dive into the backline, which is not going to happen. Kai'Sa is typically known as the Varus counter, so a little bit surprising to see Varus here. And a Rumble, actually.
Ooh, okay. This is not a champion we've gotten to see in a while. So locking in that Rumble, I do believe that will be a Rumble mid lane for Nameless Fantasy, which will throw Galio's support. And hovering this Braum, they were hovering it before, and it is going to be locked in for the Braum. So it is going to be the Kai'Sa Braum bot lane, a much stronger bot lane than Brand Kai'Sa, but still Brand into Galio mid lane. How do you think that matchup's going to play out?
I think Brand should probably have perma prio with the here I am. I'm not a play-by-play. I don't know the ability names. W and E from Brand is like a free minion push. It's so easy to just throw that on the wave and run away to the side lanes. So Galio, has okay ways to deal with it. Probably just going to be going either Everfrost or Rocket Belt. First item. I am a bot laner, and I do like Kaisa Braum, since Kaisa is historically a Hail of Blades user. Braum loves Hail of Blades, just proccing his passive, so pretty easy.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kai'Sa Braum is probably going to be the stronger bot lane here between the Galio Varus. Actually, wait, the mid lane matchup is actually Rumblebrand. I was still thinking it was Galio Brand. It's actually Rumblebrand, Galio Varus bot lane into Kai'Sa Braum. So Galio, you see a Galio, you think roaming, you think past level 6, he's not going to be bot lane. And which lane do you think he is probably going to be going with? And I would say is going to be falling around Xin Zhao, but which lane specifically?
Where Xin Zhao is going to be going?
Yeah.
I feel like bot has a good amount of ganks set up for the side of Nameless. I think you do want to get the Varus ahead. It is a very low damage comp, all in all. Varus and Rumble have a really good team fight combo with the Varus ult and Rumble Equalizer just layered on top of each other. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Xin go bot lane, and I think Jarvan should probably focus maybe top lane, try to get the set super far ahead so Ornn can't contest. Yeah, I don't think Kaisa is really the carry she used to be, at least not in the tanks. I don't think Kraken Slayer makes up for all the damage she's lost.
Yeah, I mean, I think both of these team comps are really just exclusively built around team fighting and 5v5. Like, you have a Jarvan brand set combo and then like a Braum follow up on top of it. Like, all four of those ults are just like massive team fight changers. And then you look on the side of Nameless Fantasy and you see just about the same thing. You can pick someone out with the Varus ultimate and then you layer the other four ultimates all on top of each other. And whoever is landed in all four of those ultimates is probably going to be insta one shot. So I am expecting a lot of fights, probably around the bot side dragons, because both of these bot lanes, lots of roaming potential from the supports, but more about the AD carries, as they are the main damage dealers on both of these team comps.
Absolutely. So a very crucial part of most of these fights is how much damage can Braum block with the shield, or can he block the Ornn ult? Because the two major team fighters in Varus and Xin Zhao can just, or Ornn, sorry, can just be absolutely disabled in these fights, which is very, very important when you have such a low damage comp with Ornn and Galio support. So yeah, Braum is going to be the big key point in these team fights.
Yeah, Braum, he can do the disengage, he can do the engage on his own as well. That's probably, he is picked most commonly as that like number one engage disengage bot laner, especially in competitive play here. And Thresh can do very similar things. Morgana can also do very similar things as well. Those are kind of like why they're the top three main supports. And then Galio, I mean, Galio, he's supposed to be a mid laner, right? But no, currently in the meta, he can play bot lane too, as so can Set, so can all these other champions like Trundle that you're just like, why are they supports now? The world will never know. But with that, who do you think is going to be taking game one tonight here?
Personally, put my points on Nameless. I am very worried at this. No offense, but at this level of gameplay, I am worried that Braum won't be able to have enough value in these fights. If you watch competitive games and you see Cord JJ block every single skill shot with one shield, I don't think that's going to have the same value in sophomore class. So I'll put my consistency vote on Ornn and Varus.
Okay, Ornn and Varus. I do agree with you. The easier to land CC is usually the comp that takes the victory in these games, but both of these comps do have a lot of CC. Neither one is particularly lacking. I do want to give it over to Team Ambition Wolves for game one, just because they have more damage. In the 5v5s, whoever has more damage and more CC is able to take it just 5v5 head on much easier. And with that, Team Ambition Wolves, I would go for them game one. I think this is going to be a very close game, though, and we will be going to a short break here before we go into game one. Again, Nameless Fantasy Blue side, Team Ambition Wolves red side. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sophomore Runeterra Academy, Week 2. I am Camcom, joined by PVS once again tonight. And game 1 here, we have Nameless Fantasy versus Team Ambition Wolves, Blue Side versus Red Side, Ocean versus Cloud Houses. How are you doing tonight here, PVS?
Doing all right. I'm doing all right. You know who isn't doing all right? Ocean and Cloud House. They are not starting the season off too hot, so both of these teams going to be looking for a very crucial win to keep their house on top, or well, to get their team on top. Looks like a level 1 invade here from the side of Team Ambition Wolves.
Yeah, all 5 members here of Team Ambition Wolves going in for the full invade, and they're not even going to be spotted out by that ward. It was put very deep inside of the red buff, so I don't think any of them were spotted out, and they're just going to do a loop-de-loop, put a ward down, very cute penguin right there, and walk it out.
Okay, 2 wards put into that red side quadrant, so it will be a little bit of early information for the side of Team Ambition Wolves. Obviously, Nameless did see the ward get placed down, so they knew somebody was going into that bot lane. And they did trade the vision over into the other red side, so looks like a top start here from the Jarvan. Kind of strange, not gonna lie. Maybe they'll try to meet. Actually, they're mirrored. So it looks like a bottom lane scuttle fight is in order.
Yeah, it's just going to be the not quite vertical jungling, but just the mirror jungling, which does usually mean it is that 315 scuttle fight on the opposite side of the map, which does make it very exciting. It does put a lot of pressure onto the mid lane and the bot lane. Who is going to get the pressure? And in these lanes, I would probably expect the Kaisa Braum to be the one getting pressure, but then the mid lane, Rumble. So you don't really know who's going to be taking that level 2 fight.
Yeah, very, very scrappy mid and bot lanes here, as well as jungle. I mean, Xin Zhao is one of the most aggressive junglers you can pick in this meta. So it looks like both junglers are going to be pathing towards bot side. Jarvan actually skipped a camp, so he will be a little bit behind on farm and XP.
Yeah, Jarvan, something corny, did just elect for the red buff and then sit in the bush mid lane looking for a gank, but unfortunately not able to actually find a gank. So now he is 1 camp to 3 camps on conviction. They're already on his second buff, where something corny, he's on his second buff, but he's only cleared buff to buff so far.
Yep, and a tier start for Varus is a little bit subpar, like suboptimal, you could say. You lose a lot of early pressure that the Doran's Blade or Longsword would provide. That small amount of AD, 8 AD from Doran's Blade is very crucial in getting these last hits in lane. Tier just doesn't provide the same shoving power, you could say.
Yeah, not quite. You can get a little bit early game, but then your real spike is, like you're saying, once you do complete that tier, which is around the mid game, around the 15 to 20 minute mark.
Here comes the
something
gank
corny.
Exhaust down onto Varus. Here comes the Braum passive. Does get taken away. First blood going over to something corny, and Mapa will also be traded out. A double kill to this Jarvan that was behind in a gank top lane from the side
Conviction.
of Nameless. So it will be a 2-for-1 trade in the end. Set does go down and also burns the flash. So we'll be very vulnerable in that top side to another gank.
Yeah, both Conviction and Insta-In did burn that flash up there, so you're probably not going to get another gank up in the top side before either of them hit level 6, but still getting a kill onto Lawrence while the bot side was getting a double kill for something corny does put a lot more extra gold into the side of Team Ambition Wolves. Yes, the gold lead is just a little bit in favor of them, around 600 or 700, but still not quite the level that you would hope that a double kill would get for your early game jungler.
Yeah, I mean, looks like they're going to be trying to set up a freeze here. This is a very, very large wave to freeze. So they will get taken down quite a bit of health. Actually, Dark went... I'm just going to call him Dark.
Yeah.
Does take a lot of the HP bar there for that, trying to push that wave into the turret. They will get the freeze, but it looks like it may be broken by all these Varus abilities being thrown out. As well as the inting minions, the classic League of Legends minions, ruining the freeze just by themselves.
Yeah, that is how minions work usually.
Here comes Mabel, flash on a Jane England. It will be Dark going down to Spicy Swass.
Man, that was a nice flash from Maple. Like he knew he saw the double taunt possibility. He went in immediately and something Cordy once again. Nice gank here in the mid lane, not going to burn any summoners off RJ, but still helping his mid laner pushing that wave. I don't think he's looking for a recall here, but any help in mid lane is very much appreciated for a brand when you're down that much CS.
Yeah, and the early Ocean Dragon will be picked up for the side of Nameless. So honestly, probably one of the better dragons to get early in the game. That early sustain is very crucial in lane for Ornn. That is going to be eating a lot of damage from this set. So it looks like it may just be a Manamune rush for Varus. Kind of strange, to be honest.
Yeah, Manamune does kind of put him in a really weak stage in the early game where he's trying to get ahead in the early game, especially against a Kai'Sa where you know that she's going to outscale you. But when you go this Manamune like start tier path, it puts you behind when you're supposed to be the one that's ahead. And then you also see he did elect to take barrier. I'm not too sure if we've actually talked about this quite yet, but barrier is also one of those even safer than heal. The only downside of taking barrier is you can't heal your teammates. So if Maple goes in and he can't get out, then there's no heal movement speed buff to keep him out.
Yeah, I honestly think heal was probably the better option. I think Galio just wants to go in so often that it's just worth it to have the heal available for your ally. Looks like something corny, maybe a little bit caught out in the mid lane, but Dark will jump in. So bottom scuttle secured for the team, the side of Team Ambition Wolves.
Yeah, another nice bot lane scuttle. The CS is still very much in favor of conviction in the jungle just because of the unfortunate not early gank that something corny did go for, and he wasted about 15 or 20 seconds of clear time just
Oh,
trying
here
to
comes the
force gank
gank.
and not
Here
able
comes
to
the
find
equalizer
it.
and the Ornhorn. Good, unstoppable from Lawrence. Will throw out the haymaker. Does 71 true damage. And he will go down to that comment from RJ Hoffy, but something corny. Looking for another pick in the bot lane. I think they're potentially too far away. So an escape
Oh,
to gank.
that taunt almost landed. If I think if that taunt did land onto something corny, that could have turned actually into a kill for Spicy Sauce, but just a little bit out of range there for him, as we do have a little bit of a 1v1 fight here in the mid lane. But I mean, Titan Diff, he's in level 7 on a brand. He has Dark Harvest on a brand as well. Usually you don't take Dark Harvest on brand mid lane because Dark Harvest is much more easily procced when you're versing against 2 members in lane rather than 1. So he is going to get a lot less Dark Harvest stacks in the laning phase, but still, team fights, he could be picking up a lot more.
Yeah, Comet is definitely the more optimal laning rune, you could say, as RJ Hoffy
Yeah.
has used it pretty well this game. Already has, actually doesn't show the damage. So either way, I mean, it's extra pushing power if you can land it onto the champion as well as the minions. Looks like RJ Hoffy may be caught out by the Braum Q, but does just fly away on that Super Galaxy Rumble skin.
It's a very nice skin, yeah, definitely. And man, that wave, brand wave clear, man, like, it's just too good, especially with that E buff that they gave him as the 1v1 top lane here.
Yeah, tank versus tank essentially right now. So
Yeah,
I don't think either of them are gonna have the
they can
power to
smack
kill
each
each
other.
other. Yeah, it is a fist versus a little hammer.
I mean,
Oh,
it
wait
could
a
be a
minute.
pretty big hammer.
Wait, is Lawrence trying to bait this one out? He is very low on HP. Ornhorn isn't available, so he will just peruse his way out of that one. Titan Duff may be in trouble, but it looks like it will just be backed off. Oh, wait a minute. Something corny jumping on a conviction. Here comes the wind slash. Will get flashed away.
Oh,
RJ Hoffy looking for the kill. Doesn't have ignite. Does get the one
oh my
overheat auto
gosh.
attack. Shutdown going down. A lot of gold going over to RJ Hoffy. Looking to turn on the Titan Duff as well. Will get stunned up. Lawrence is here. Here comes
Oh
the
no.
brand passive to clean up the Brumble and send him ejecting out of that seat.
Man, that was a really well played 2v2 there by Nameless Fantasy. Conviction, he got out of the brand burn passive using his ultimate to just cancel out the damage, and then he was able to walk it out, and RJ still able to trade a 1-for-1 there in what turned into a 1v2. Very nicely played, getting a little bit of extra gold there onto the only AP damage that Nameless Fantasy does have on their team. So if they want some gold on one member, it would definitely be that, because anyone else, if you get it onto Spicy Sauce, yes, he's going to be that other damage carry, but he's AD, and so is the rest of your team. So you don't really want Team Ambition Wolves to have any more reason to build armor. You want them to be building MR for a potentially fed RJ on this Rumble.
Looks like a gank. Actually, Flag and Drag will just be barely out of range, so looks like he'll just take a little bit of a tickle from the Rumble. Looks like they're trying to shove in this wave potentially for Dragon, but Nameless is here.
Oh.
Flash forward by Mapo. Dark is caught out by the Verisalt as well, so a lot of ults being dumped into the Braum. Not sure if that's all worth it or was all necessary, but they will secure that second Dragon for themselves.
Yeah, another Dragon going into Nameless Fantasy's pocket here. I do think
What is
that was...
lane?
I don't know, man.
Here comes the
I
Ornament.
didn't want to talk about it, but apparently
Canceled.
1v1.
Oh, wait a minute. He missed. So Lawrence, looking for the trade, does have no grit available, and he does get popped by the Brittle passive.
Wow. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. I was expecting tank v tank, solo island top lane, nothing's gonna happen. But apparently, no. Set is having a very rough time. An instant. He's putting on a clinic here on the Ornn up here.
Yeah, every time in chat, every day, I say Lawrence diff. You can now see why. Unbiased caster, but
I see.
Looks like Ornn may be a little bit deep into this. Wait a minute.
Oh, flash.
Wait, great flash actually from Insta to keep alive for now at least. Brand is on the way over. Probably doesn't have water walking, so but he will get the scuttle speed up. Can Insta get out of this? Does not dodge the Brand Q. Does go unstoppable. That is not an invulnerable ability to Brand passive.
Yeah, Titan Duff, he is still a Brand. He still does do % max HP damage. That is the reason why I thought he might have been picked so early, but you still locked in an Ornn into someone that does do % HP damage, so he can definitely do a lot of damage still early on. He got a couple stacks on that Dark Seal he has as well, so he is going to start scaling up to 0 as well. It's just unfortunate, not quite at the level that RJ is yet.
Yeah, RJ is slightly ahead in farm as well. About 20 ahead at 12 minutes is pretty good, honestly. Brandel will be going out. Does slow if they already ignited. Having Brand passive on, his ult will slow on the bounce. So it's like another standstill in the bot lane is pretty even. So Varus, honestly, pretty happy to have nothing happen with this man immune rush.
Yeah, the bot lane has been somehow the quietest lane, and mid lane has been the loudest. As bot lane, like you're saying, Spicy Sauce, he took tier, he wanted a quiet lane, usually not the reason you pick a Varus, but if you are building tier, then that is what you want. And he's been getting it so far. Mapo is hitting level 7 now on the Galio. Wants to go for some roams in the mid lane here. Really does need to get RJ even more ahead. If any member of the side of Nameless is going to be that 1v9 carry potential, it is going to be this Rumble. And he's about to hit that level 11 power spike here as well.
Yeah, looks like the Rift Herald will also be started up here by Nameless. Since looks like they are also sending the support up, so they are very invested in this play. Braum will be hopping over the wall. Varus will just be stuck kind of at his tower for now, as Mapo is at the Rift Herald with the rest of the team. Jarvan Walker on the river will get that bottom scuttle as well, so a little bit of a trade, you could say. Varus is falling a little bit behind if he can't secure this farm.
Yeah, Nameless Fantasy, they are still up a little bit in gold, just 1,000 here, so not that much, especially only 14 minutes into the game.
Varus is in trouble here. Here comes the EQ combo from the Jarvan. The Gordrinker comes out. Galliwall actually going to be committed. Maple might be too deep now. I don't think you needed to do that, but here comes the Braum knock up. Something Corny will find the kill onto Maple, but here's RJ Hoffy with the equalizer burning down Something Corny. Dark gets taken down as well. Jin has to flash away, but he will get shut down by Something Corny. And another duel up here in the top lane. Hammer does beat Fist in the Industrial Revolution. Here comes the unstoppable. Oh, wait a minute. That looks kind of strange, but okay. We'll get the face breaker back into the turret and 124 true damage coming through. But I'm pretty happy with that trade, to be honest. We'll get this full wave and deny the entire wave over to Set.
Yeah, something. bot lane.
Flash
Not
forward
over.
by Conviction. Here comes the flash. Big arrow
Oh
lands.
no.
So something corny also has to flash away. Lawrence TP'd bot lane. Has no
It's
ult
never
actually.
over.
Flash forward does miss the stun overall, but Sicey Sauce will get taken out by the Gore Drinker. And Set will find that shutdown. Brand, here's where the Dark Harvest pays off. Gets the stun onto Mapo. Ignite also burning away.
Oh,
He will get taken down to the last hit.
okay. Wow, that was a constant fight, man. Something Corny played the beginning of it so well. He found himself a pick, and then it turned into a not pick, and then Mapo ulted back in, and then turned it into another pick, and it just constantly, meanwhile, Instant, he never left bot lane, held on to that. Actually, no, the TP's down. I was gonna say held on to the TP, actually, TP was Uncle down the whole time. But still, he stayed top lane, he got an entire tower and a half for himself on the Ornn. Meanwhile, Lawrence, he got a kill, he got a couple assists for himself in the bot lane, and much more importantly, Something Corny and Titan Guff got a lot of gold in their pocket. And you look at the Darksteel, 5 stacks now.
Yeah, pretty good. Also, importantly, Ornn is getting a lot of solo XP up in the top lane, so we'll hit those upgraded ornaments very shortly, honestly. I think you get your first one at level 14 for your ally. If I'm not mistaken. Here comes the EQ combo,
no.
but Something Corny there looking for the engage. Braum layered on the knockup, and the Equalizer not going to do anything in this fight other than take Dark down to half health.
Yeah, and with that team ambition, Wolves are going to be in position to take their first dragon of the game. Conviction down. He does
wait a
not
minute,
have the potential to find a smite, and that
kill.
ooh, Shackle's almost able to steal it.
Pearl proc, so 700 gold. Oh wait,
Oh,
Paris also find a kill onto Braum. So honestly, not too bad of a trade here.
yeah, Nameless Fantasy. They said, all right, you can take the dragon, but we're gonna take a couple more kills in our pocket. They are now down a tad bit of gold here. Again, not enough to really call it quite a lead for the side of Team Ambition Wolves,
Something
but still
corny.
having a dragon is very nice for them.
Yeah, and the rocket belt is completed for the side of for Rumble actually. So a little bit more mobility available in his kit now. Varus will be going over towards the Eclipse. The Muramana is done. What else we got? What else is interesting in these builds?
Interesting. I'm not too sure what Titan Duff is building with the second blasting wand. I think that is the item that slows with the Leandres. I forget what it's called. Rylai's, that's what it's called. Yes.
Yeah, I could say that'd be a pretty decent purchase. I mean, very low mobility on the side of Nameless, so extra slows will just be able to lock them down a little bit easier, which is always good. Brand has a very, very easy time applying Rylai's and Leandres to the entire team.
Yeah.
So, pretty good investment, you could say.
It is much easier to build that item on mid lane brand than it is support brand because it is so expensive. It is over 3,000 gold, and anything over 3,000 gold is usually not an item that supports can build realistically in competitive games because it takes 10 or 15 minutes to get to that item. So it is much easier to build any sort of anti-heal or supportive items. As you see, lots of damage here coming out from Titan Duff. That was just 1E landed onto poor Spicy Sauce.
Yeah, thankfully Varus has the Eclipse Omnivamp set up. Okay, RJ Huffy saying, this is my CS, I want it now. Lawrence going to get jumped up onto the top lane by Instant, and Xin Zhao is also here. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Gets knocked up midway. Will he get the Haymaker off? No, he will not. So Conviction will find the kill onto Lawrence, and they will also find that tier 2 turret.
Yeah, really nice macro from Instant and Conviction up there in the top lane. Just Lawrence not having a fun time. He got a few kills bot lane, just helping him get into the game a little bit more. He has closed that CS gap a little bit more as well, but still, the gold difference between him and Instant at this point is more than enough for a solo kill if you just so happen to try in CS.
Yeah, honestly, a pretty greedy build from Ornn. You don't see the Sunfire Crust too often. It's usually the Iceborne for the extra CC in team fights. Gore Drinker for Set is pretty normal. I mean, it's not mathematically correct. He has the Conqueror, of course, and he built armor and magic resist, so that doesn't count. Conviction gonna have to flash away. Dark Wolf get flashed on. Nobody in range to deal damage to Conviction. That big Xin Zhao paying off. Something corny, maybe a little too deep. Big Brandalt filtering through the whole team. Jan has to jump away. Dark will also get slowed up by the Varus E. Will he get the blast cone? Oh, I think he's clicking the ground, and that did not work.
Oh no! Team Ambition Wolves, you had a lead. You had your first goal lead of the game, and it just goes backwards so hard. Now down 3,000 gold. They're losing even more towers in the mid lane as well. Oh my goodness, instant. He's not even looking for the split push anymore. He doesn't have Hold Breaker, and that I think is a very smart move, by the way. But no Hold Breaker means he can just split with the rest of his team down mid lane. No more towers, top lane, or mid lane here for Team Ambition Wolves.
And also importantly, that third dragon for them is spawning in 50 seconds. So it will be a Mountain Soul, which is absolutely massive for champions like Ornn.
Yeah, Mountain Soul for really anyone on the side of Nameless Fantasy is just so strong. You keep RJ alive, you keep Spicy Sauce alive for just that extra second, maybe 2 seconds in a team fight. If you do the damage calculations, that's going to be like 500 or 600 extra damage, and that is more than enough to kill Titan Duff or Jan Eglin there on those two only really damage carries for Team Ambition Wolves. If you're able to kill both of them or even one of them, that is a severe lack of damage from that team.
Yeah, Set pretty much only really offers the CC in his kit right now with these items, compared to Ornn that is probably going over to Frozen Heart third. Or, yeah, I'd say probably Frozen Heart. It looks like they're going to duel over this dragon, though. Neither team wanted to give it up.
Yeah, 5v5 over this soul point here for Nameless
Here
Fantasy.
comes the Ornn Horn. We'll get knocked away, actually. Conviction jumping into the front line does hit the big Steric shield. Something corny doesn't get the Cataclysm off. RJ Hoffy burning down the team as well. Titan Duff left in the front line has a lot of damage in the kit. So the two carries here for the Wolves left standing around this dragon pit. Titan Duff going to need to look to find this poke and get these kills. Yen going to be taken down to half health from one Varus Q as well. Dragon burning down. Brand can't do it. Spicy Sauce flashing forward as well. Does he go too far? Yen will find the shutdown. 650 gold, but they are on the run. Titan Duff taking a little bit of damage. Minions. Here comes the heal from Yan. Maple will get slightly slowed. Actually, he does not have the rise yet, but Yan will get jumped on. No killer instinct left in his ability book bag, you could say.
Man, Titan Duff, he's still running. I think he did make it out of that one alive. The only member of Team Ambition Wolves to make it out of that one alive. But man, that was an absolute massacre of Lawrence and the bot side there of Team Ambition Wolves. Not allowed to 1 or 5v5 there whatsoever. I think at this point, if you are Team Ambition Wolves, you need a pick. You're just too far down in gold now. I think that's a 6k gold lead for Nameless Fantasy. So 5v5's not going to work out unless it's not actually a 5v5 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Ornn didn't even get really the second part of the Ornn horn off either. So
yeah,
a major team fight tool was missing in that fight, and it looked like a stomp. So not looking too hot here for the side of the Wolves. May have to find a very, very crucial pick on the Varus, even though Rumble is just burning your team down constantly. Wait a minute.
Oh,
looks like they're finding a pick on a Maple. That is a character that you can pick off. Yan will find the kill. So Baron is on the table. Don't think the Wolves will start it off. Conviction may also be a little too far forward in his own jungle.
yeah, I was gonna say Baron is what all of our eyes on are now, but I was gonna say for Nameless Fantasy, but no, if Team Ambition Wolves are able to find a pick like that and continue trying to just make slight adjustments to getting back into this game, closing the goal lead any way they can, whether it is finding a few shutdowns or another team fight.
Will get blocked out by Dark. That's very well played. Equalizer will not find any value, really. Only cutting off the Andrex. Here comes the big burst. Conviction will get shut down. Big Bromalt. Also in the back line, Lawrence ticking away on this Ornn. Can't quite kill him. We'll find a kill. Here comes the brand damage that you were talking about. Double kill over to Titan.
And that's the team fight that Team Ambition Wolves needed. You got the pick beforehand. They tried to 5v5. You realized, hey, this isn't a 5v5. We're losing a major part of our engage in these team fights. And now it's a Baron for Team Ambition Wolves.
Yeah, I mean, very big gold swing. If you look on the gold graph, it will be an absolute cliff as it now is even.
Oh my gosh. It's the team fight into team fight into team fight. Who is going to win it? You never really know unless there is an actual setup for it. And that team fight, I was just in the mid lane. There was no Baron, there was no Dragon beforehand. It was just, hey guys, there's a Baron somewhere on the map. Let's pick a spot, a team fight, and the winner can maybe pick up a Baron. And this point, it was Team Ambition Wolves, and now it's just down to how well they are able to use that Baron, find some of those outer towers in the top and mid lane that they still haven't taken, and potentially look to extend it through the bot lane as well for the Dragon coming up in just 2 minutes.
Stopwatch will be available for Xin Zhao in this fight, so should be able to survive a little bit more. Did not have the protection of Mapo's ult in the last fight. Was picked off before the fight even started. Varus ult will be committed. Spicy Sauce looking to find a kill onto Yan. Will jump forward, Killer Instinct forward. Conviction securing that kill. Spicy Sauce taking all of his health almost. Flash forward by Conviction. Will find the knockup onto Titan Duff. Gets the stopwatch off. Galio ult. No longer in the fight. Jarvan ult locking everybody into the cage. Maple will be ulted onto Spicy Sauce. Lawrence will find the Haymaker onto Spicy Sauce as well. Triple kill for Lawrence and another ace. Actually, Orange alive. Never mind, not an ace.
Triple kill for Lawrence with the Baron buff. All 4 members are still alive for Team Ambition Wolves. They already have the Baron. There's no other objective left to take. They can just throw it down mid lane, try and take an inhibitor, try to extend this gold lead even more than they already have managed to find. Now it's 2,000 in their favor. Just a couple minutes ago, they were 4,000 gold down.
Yeah, I mean, Team Ambition Wolves pulling the potential win out of the hat. I don't think
say
many.
that. Don't say that.
It's fine. It's fine. I would never cast your curse any team.
Oh
It
no.
looks like the Wolves will be securing this next dragon. I mean, Nameless is sprinting their way over, trying to contest. Crucially, the Galio ult is not available, so another safety tool for their Conviction is not available in these fights. Here comes the Death Brush. I believe this is the IG brush, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that. 0 seconds here. Dragon is spawned. This is the soul for Nameless Fantasy. If they are able to find it, this is going to be the first solid 5v5 ult coming in.
Okay, Ornal will not be blocked, but it only hits Dark. A lot of poke going forward. Good equalizer will split up the fight. Corny way too deep into the back line. Lawrence, big Haymaker.
Oh my
with
God.
the Brand ult. That's a lot of damage coming out from Titan Duff on the Brand, and it will be a double kill for the Kai'Sa. Will that be the triple? No, it will not. Just be another kill for Brand. So another ace for the side of Team Ambition Wolves, and I think they're just going to run it down into the mid lane.
Wow, that was an insane engage there from something corny. Yes, he did die for it, but Lawrence following it up immediately after, and he got the 4-man set ult. You are not able to escape that through the walls of the Cataclysm. So that is an extremely well-played engaged team fight there from Team Ambition Wolves, not even taking the tower, just taking the end of game 1 here for themselves.
And what a banger of a game 1 in this series. Nameless will have to try to not tilt after that game, I'd say. Very important in these series to stay tilt proof especially after a loss like that.
Oh yeah, that game was so solidly in Nameless Fantasy's hand before the team fight before the Baron that ended the whole game. That one team fight, that one pick onto the Galio, it threw the whole game wide open, and that gave the only window Team Ambition Wolves had to find their way back in, and they were able to do it.
Yeah, and if we take a look at these damage charts, I think the Dark Harvest brand eventually paid off after team fight
It
after
did.
team fight.
That's the I don't want to say weak side brand, but weak laning phase brand. And then all of a sudden, you start getting into these multiple team fights every few minutes, and you're just going to continuously get Dark Harvest stack upon Dark Harvest stack. And eventually, you do get these crazy damage numbers when it's all just grouped up together.
I do want to see how many stacks he had. I don't think it'll let me see it, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, a 1-0 lead here for the Team Ambition Wolves in the sophomore game of the week. Yeah, I mean, Nameless gonna have to pull out the tilt proof card, get out of tilt free card, of
Yes.
course. See if they can bounce back.
Yeah, this was Nameless Fantasy's first loss of the season here as well. They were 2-0 last week. Team Ambition Wolves again 2-1 last week. So, not their first win, not their first loss, hopefully not their last either. Now, we will be going to a short break here as we will be heading into game 2 of this best of 3. Again, Team Ambition Wolves 1-0 up on Nameless Fantasy. We will be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week 2 of Runeterra Academy's Sophomore League. I am Cam, come once again, joined by PVS here tonight. Team Ambition Wolves taking on Nameless Fantasy 1-0 so far in this series. Cloud versus Ocean Mount. I was about to say Cloud versus Dragon again. It's not the Dragon. It is the houses. These are houses, not dragons here. 1-0 up in the series to 3-1 so far as their total score on the game. So we're almost into game 1 draft here. Any special picks, any special bans you're expecting here in this game to draft your PVS?
I think maybe you get rid of the brand.
Yeah.
Team Ambition Wolves have played it twice now, and it's won both times. Um, yeah, I think that's a really important pick to get rid of, especially if you weren't expecting it as a team. Uh, you don't get a lot of practice against brand, you could say.
Oh no, I have been eaten by a void monster here. Give me a
Yeah.
second. It's okay. Okay, I'm back now. Hello, I am not being eaten by a void monster anymore. We are into game 1 draft here, and Nivea once again first banned here by the Wolves.
Yeah, pretty strange to be honest. Don't see a lot of Anivia. Must be a Anivia one trick on one of these teams. AKA the mid laner for uh Nameless. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what these bans come down to. Brand will be taken off the table, but it looks like potentially a first pick Jarvan.
Yeah, Jarvan still was very crucial to Team Ambition Wolves' first victory here. He found a lot of those engages that just really set up the team for all of the team fights that they would have otherwise most likely not have won. And looks like I am not going to say the champion because, okay, it is actually going to be a Dr. Mundo locked in on R1 there for Nameless Fantasy.
I really like Dr. Mundo. The new changes made it so you can't grievous wounds his ult at all. If nobody read the patch notes, it does just gain. I think it's just bonus health. I don't think it regens at all. Let me recheck that. Team patch notes. I think I read it correctly.
Interesting. I mean, you're still probably going to be building Grievous Wounds just because in the current meta, almost every single champion heals a pretty ridiculous amount, and Grievous Wounds has been made a lot cheaper than it once was, and Leona was locked in there for Nameless Fantasy matched up with Dr. Mundo, so we're not going to have any of that weird, is this a Galio mid or Galio support angle, and bot lane here for Team Ambition Wolves, fully locked in here, not Braum Zaya. Thresh, Zaya, and a support potentially that will be an engage support.
Pick Turret. Pick Turret.
Man, if it's gonna be a Tark, I'm gonna be so sad.
Braum's so boring. No.
Wow.
Oh, more blocking abilities.
I mean, you have so far some pretty important abilities that you are able to block. I do believe you can block Leona E with Braum Shield.
Braum. It's the new skin.
Braum. Yes, Braum can block Leona here.
Yeah, should probably be a matching ADC here from the side of Nameless. I'd be very surprised if it isn't, especially because Ezreal's already banned. Okay, it is the Ruined King coming out once again.
Yeah, Ruined King here, he does have a lot of that flex potential, although he is mostly just a jungler now, as he got a lot of heal nerfs to minions in waves, so he is just sticking to that jungle role. He has some very strong gank potential still, because he does have the invis capability on his E, but still not as strong as he once was, just mostly playing competitive for the flex potential that he does still hold.
I will say, Dr. Mundo also got a buff in the jungle. To his Q.
That is true.
So I'd be surprised if they send Viego into a lane, but I mean we've definitely seen it recently.
Yeah, we're gonna have some more AD carries banned away from Nameless Fantasy here. Very expectant because they did decide to lock in that Viego. Most likely will have the ADC picked on R4, but having them banned away, especially that Varus that they played so well in game 1, it's just... He did have an interesting build, I do have to say, so maybe an early game AD carry that actually does build early game, especially paired with a Leona here, could be very strong for Nameless Fantasy depending on what they lock in here.
I want to see a Draven. Draven just got that new execute buff on his ult.
Oh, not a Draven.
I can still go mid lane.
It could, but you do mostly pick Ziggs nowadays for bot lane. I didn't think I would ever say that, but Ziggs is apparently just an APC now for bot lane. So if it is mid lane, I would honestly be more surprised because that means that they have saved AD carry for 5th pick. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, ADC is typically one of the lesser countered roles, I guess you could say. I mean, you can typically have an okay time on most marksmen in the bot lane, at least in the ADC matchup, especially when the enemy lane was already picked. So it will be Shen coming through. So Shen Jarvan will be I mean, it's a bit of protection for Jarvan as well as a delivery service. Looks like potentially a Victor coming through here from the TA Wolves. Not a huge fan of that champion. I think it's fallen off quite a bit as compared to, like, I don't know, Syndra or Orianna, I guess. I guess Ori's not played too much, but will be the Victor be locked in. So we'll see where that what the matchup ends up being. Still waiting to see if the Ziggs is a flex or not.
Yeah, I do think that you do pick Ziggs there on R4 for the flex potential, and hovering that Corki does make believe it will be that
Please,
carry
no.
down in the bot lane. Man, we're getting all of your favorite champions here tonight, PBS. But yeah, Team Ambition Wolves, they have a very, very strong protect comp. Now, are they protecting Xayah or are they protecting Victor? It could honestly go either way, and if either of them do start falling behind early on, then they'd have a very strong insurance policy on the other champion. But you look on the other side, you see a lot of dive potential. There's a Viego, there's a Corki, there's a Dr. Mundo that's going to be very hard to kill if your name is not Victor. So, still, it is hard to find dive potential here onto Team Ambition Wolves comp.
Truthfully, Xayah is actually a pretty decent pick into Ziggs. There is a 3 triangle like win con to beat Ziggs bot, which is you either match his push, you match his poke, or you out sustain. Xayah can match the push and can somewhat poke Ziggs down with the QE, especially with the new buff that it scales with attack speed, the cast time. So a little bit easier for Xayah to deal with it. Not the most optimal pick in my eyes, but it's still pretty decent.
Yeah, and Leona Ziggs, I think that is a lane that Leona will most likely just want to leave alone. I'm expecting mostly for Mapo to be roaming towards the mid lane and, of course, around Viego, around Conviction, because Leona Ziggs, not really the strongest 2v2 that you would ever hope for when you pick a Leona on R2, but still, you have a Viego, you have a Corki, which you especially want to get either one of those champions ahead. So Ziggs gonna probably be playing safely under his tower. If he is pushing up, then I would actually be pretty surprised.
So Dr. Mundo versus Shen top is a very, I'd say it's a Dr. Mundo favored matchup, just because the Q does so much damage early, and as well he can just ignore the taunt coming over from Shen. So I'd say top prio should go to the side of Nameless. So I as Viego, I definitely look to start bot side and move over to that top scuttle crab. Potentially gank the Victor or the Shen, try to get Mundo even further ahead in this matchup. I think you're right here that Mapo is just going to leave. I think Ziggs is just picked to kind of just farm under turret. Similar to like an Ezreal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Nameless Fantasy mostly playing for the mid to late game team fights where you got a Corki, you got a Ziggs. Either one of them, if they get ahead, can absolutely do ridiculous amount of damage. And like I said earlier, you kill the Xayah, you kill the Victor, there's no more damage left on Team Ambition Wolves. What, is the Shen gonna 1v9? I mean, if you give him a few kills in laning phase, maybe, but he's not the real carry on this team. Neither is Jarvan or Braum. They're there to set up for Xayah and Victor, and the stronger that they're able to do that, which we did see them do very well in game 1 here, taking that first victory so far tonight, does bode very well here for game 2.
And I think Nameless should probably put a lot of focus onto early objectives, especially because the Corki package is up every 6 minutes. I believe it's 6 minutes. And dragon is up every 5 minutes, so I would put a lot of focus onto getting early dragons, so you can try to stack the soul up as soon as possible. For hopefully an infernal soul, I think Corky and Ziggs would absolutely love that soul.
Yeah, with the power that we are expecting Mapo to have through roaming, there is probably going to be a lot of dragons and probably heralds as well taken by Nameless Fantasy. But here, before we go into the spectator delay break for us, who do you think PVS is taking game 2 here tonight?
Oh dear. I am a fan of Dr. Mundo, so I'm gonna go back-to-back Nameless predictions.
Okay, okay. I think I might actually agree with you here. I think the comp is slightly easier to execute just because a Ziggs and a Corky should be able to get ahead on their own fairly easily. But everyone else in Twitch chat, make sure you put your predictions in as well with your channel points. And with that, we will be going to a short break here before we go into game 2 tonight of Sophomore League. Team of Vision Wolves 1-0 up against Nameless Fantasy. We will be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to week 2 of Sophomore League Runeterra Academy. I'm Cam Calm, once again joined by PVS here on the desk tonight. Game 2 of Team Ambition Wolves versus Nameless Fantasy. Team Ambition Wolves currently 1-0 up in the series, looking to take it for a 2-0 here tonight.
Yep. Looks like another level 1 invade. I believe they may have a coach telling them what to do because 2 level 1 invades in a series. Back to back, especially. It will be spotted out by instant this time. So looks like another trade of rewards will be coming through. Neither side has sweepers. I mean, that's to be expected. It's not pro play. Looks like they will just be running out of this red quadrant.
Yeah, very similar to game 1, just trading of the words there. We do have some interesting first items here and runes. You do have that coal start on RJ and a barrier once again on spicy sauce.
Yeah, I mean, looks like it's just a barrier fan. I think teleport or heal is also better once again. Looks like a level 1
Oh,
invade.
level 1 invade conviction taking down real low flash coming out from Dark, and that is no flash for conviction. First blood actually picked up by Dark.
Yeah, not the. I mean, honestly, first blood on the support is very underrated. That early power they would get from the either ruby crystal and ruby crystal or the boots and 2 pots extra from the kill. Very undervalued.
Yeah, but Dark did have to use both his flash and
True.
his exhaust for that first blood there, so he won't have it for his level 2 or level 3 power spikes here in the bot lane. Meanwhile, Mapo still having both of his summoners, especially when he does hit that level 3 power spike on Leona, could look to go in here.
I am very, very surprised Maple opted into exhaust. I don't think there's really a very good exhaust target. I think you just always take ignite as Leona, especially when you have a Ziggs that pairs up so well with the knockup and damage. Yeah, I mean, top lane will be getting pushed in, so it looks like Jarvan will have priority early. Looks like he's once again skipping lots of camps. Maybe looking for a gank top or just looking for a vertical jungle potentially.
Yeah, something corny. He did do red buff chickens, blue buff. Now looking for an invade here onto Conviction's red buff, which he figures out he already took, and now he's just probably going to look for a gank onto the mid lane here on RJ.
Yeah, I mean, back to back mid looks here from something corny. Doesn't work out either time, but actually has farmed this game. We'll be running into the bot scuttle, which is a little bit unorthodox here. Diet doesn't quite have priority yet in this lane, and it looks like Ziggs will just have prio. Dark will be taking a lot of damage if he tries to stay in this lane as well.
I think Conviction messed up his early clear or something. Like, I think he tried to go leashless on red buff and figured out that he can't do that on Viego and had to reset and restart because that's the only way I can think is why he is behind in camps when something corny took a very off pathing for himself as well.
Yeah, I mean, with the pathing that Corny had, I don't think he should ever be rewarded with the double scuttle.
Yeah.
So a pretty big blunder here from Conviction. Obviously, jungler is always playing chess. It is the big brain roll. So
Yes. It is the 3D chess, 4D chess even game that some could say as Dragon. It is then Infernal, so unfortunately not an Infernal Soulless game, but Infernal will be spawning in just 40 seconds here. We do have pressure from Nameless Fantasy's bot lane. Unfortunately, Ziggs does not have any mana if they want to look for a dragon, so probably will just be resetting, hopefully resetting into that first dragon for themselves as well, like we were talking about in Champion Select. They want to be stacking these early dragons. They want that super early 20-25 minute cloud, or not cloud, just any soul for themselves, just so that the Corki and the Ziggs don't have to go to 40 minutes just to get the early power spike.
yep, I mean Ziggs looking to get to that lost chapter fastball. Oh, a gank.
Oh, Titan forced to flash away Conviction, now following up with his own flash. Something Corky forced to pull off of his chickens, and it looks like Conviction just getting that flash wants to walk it away.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, Victor is very, very immobile without that flash, so could look for a return gank, especially because Viego has flash, can secure that stun very easily, unless Victor hides in the minion wave. But looks like a wraparound here. Conviction
Yeah,
will
wrap
find the
around
gank.
RJ going in tight. No mana. He does not have flash either. Something Corny wants to turn it back around Titan so far. Still able to land now. Conviction being taken down real low. One more auto could find this kill for Something Corny. And as he is able to find it, RJ just not doing enough backup damage to Titan able to live it out.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate there from Conviction. I believe he just needed one more auto on the Titan to secure that
Yeah.
kill, but he is able to limp away. Corki obviously is pretty much just starting items right now, compared to the lost chapter from Victor, so doesn't quite have the components to do a lot of damage on this champion. Uh, Obviously, Call and Tier are very, very abysmal in stats. So
Yeah. You take Colin tier when you don't want to have a laning phase. Once you get that enough gold to have both of them stacked fully, then that is a pretty massive power spike because he does have both of them. It's just going to take him that much longer to do any sort of damage on this champion, which is fine because you're not picking Corky for his early game damage.
yeah, both teams looking to scale pretty heavily. I mean, I think Red Side does scale slightly better, especially because it is Hail of Blades. Zaya does fall off a little bit compared to either press the attack or lethal tempo. Looks like Dark will be looking for maybe a little skirmish here as Corny is in the bot lane. So
Yeah, the Infernal Dragon is still up on the map. It does look like Team Ambition Wolves want to be the first ones on the board with this. Infernal Dragon is going to be very strong on both Titan and Jen here if they are able to pick it up. Meanwhile, 1v1 here in the top lane instead, not getting nearly as much or as much damage as he did in game one.
yeah, I mean Muno's gonna probably have to force teleport into the top lane. That is a very, very large wave. Can't really afford to miss out on that. It looks like maybe we'll look for a little bit of a duel.
Yeah, Mapo, he can walk in and walk out. Like this Leona, he is so tanky right now. He wasn't even the support that got the first blood, but still just how tanky a Leona is in laning phase, especially into a Zaya and Braum, where neither one of them really do a whole lot of damage, especially both of them still sitting pre-6, but something corny wants to find a gank potentially here on the bot lane.
Yeah, hiding behind that side, I believe he probably was spotted by the minion vision. So they will have probably insight as to where he's going to path next. Lawrence will be getting shoved under turret, instant in, keeping a little bit of farm lead. Also got the recall off, so uh,
Something
gank
corny
the
with the Cataclysm onto RJ. RJ forced to flash away from that. Very nice from Something Corny. I think we actually forgot to mention this, but Something Corny, he walked up to bot lane. Yes, he didn't go for a gank, but he did pop level 6 off of just stoking one or two minions, and that level 6 right there got RJ's flash out. If he wants to go for another gank here before the package spawns, and I believe just 30 seconds could be pretty big, but TP coming in here on the mid lane Titan, still no flash available, knocked back, stunned up on the
channel.
Conviction here, but Channel coming out. Lawrence wants to turn this back around once again onto Conviction, taking down real low. One auto finds it out for Titan Diff, and now Lawrence could be going down as well, but not quite enough. RJ falling over to Something Corky. Meanwhile, Mapo, oh no, level 5 still on this Leona, forced to flash away and just pop level 6 at the end of it.
Yeah, very unfortunate XP timings there for Mapo. I think Conviction in that mid lane fight held the ult a little bit too long. I think he could have dodged at least one CC ability, which he just didn't. Um, Looks like another Sunder build here for the Viego as well. So opting into the more bruisery style of gameplay. Um, Looks like the bot lane of Team Ambition Wolves also wants to reset, which is perfectly fine. Dragon is not up for another 2 minutes and
Oh,
40 seconds.
Conviction gets the smite onto his Gromp there, but just auto down. He is so far behind Something Corny now. He doesn't have flash. He doesn't have
Uh,
any way to make it out of it. And Something Corny, just with the sheer power of auto attacks on J4, able to pick up another solo kill onto Conviction.
yeah, I'm glad you said that he does not have flash because he has flash on my screen. So,
I don't know. I don't trust summoner spell cooldowns.
Yeah, I mean, Corki is on the way to completing Call, a very, very interesting stat to look at, of course. Um, Looks like Corny's just going to be camping around
He's
in this
just
mid lane.
man, Corny, he's not letting RJ play this laning phase. You can really see that through his CS deficit. I do think that Corky can actually have a CS lead over Titan, but especially not with the amount of jungle pressure that something Corny has just had in this mid lane.
Yeah, looks like both top laners are going to be going towards Sunfire. Obviously, the Bombi Cinder is completed. Could be, I mean, Shen could still opt into Turbo Chem Tank if he really wanted it. Leandri's finish for Victor is, it's an okay purchase. I think Ludens would probably be better this game. I think you just want the magic pen to try to blow up Corki as fast as possible. These top lane duels, not going to do much. Oh,
Not going to
conviction
do a
being
whole
stuck.
lot, but these jungle duels, both of them burning their ultimates here, not going to have that ult for their next ganks, but Titan versus RJ also finding their own 1v1 again, neither one of them really doing enough damage to blow the other up before they're able to run away, but again, 1v1 in the top lane here,
Oh, we
Instant
got the
not
heal.
able to pick up that passive shield, and Lord still able to block so many auto attacks with that shield of his own.
Yeah, I mean, you see this top lane evolving. Mundo alt is almost 3/4 back up, so could just press it for some extra health in the lane, even though it is a little bit worse to do that after the changes. Um, Honestly, surprising. No plates taken yet for Ziggs.
Yeah, he's had a nice safe farming bot lane here. He is down a little bit in CS as well. This is not really a 2v2 that you play to get far ahead of a Xayah and a Braum. You're playing it for the pure scaling factor of it. And if they do manage to get some plates, even if it is helped out by a Herald, then that is going to make his mid game just so much stronger.
Yeah, I mean, CS leads pretty much all in favor of Team Ambition Wolves, except for in the top lane, a 18 lead here for the Dr. Mundo. Which was expected. RJ Hoffy going to be taking a lot of damage from this
Oh
Victor, though.
man. That is like half HP from what, one or two abilities from Titan. That's the power of a Leandre's into a Cole and tier start. That's what a full item can do for you in damage, and that is a second dragon going over to Team Ambition Wolves as well. 2-0 on dragons, 5-0 on kills, and it is going to be a very powerful Ocean Soul this game as well.
Yeah. Side of Team Ambition is going to be loving that. Here comes the dive.
Lawrence about to be dove your conviction, looking for his first kill of the game, still not able to find it, instant sniping it away with that Q.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's fine. You're not resetting the gold here on Viego. At least I don't believe assists reset the gold. So 0-4 still. Not doing too hot for his KDA, but getting the Mundo ahead even further is pretty important in this matchup. Mundo can kind of just terrorize the mid game a little bit because nobody has the damage to kill him. RJ Hoppy does have the package though, even though the dragon is already taken. So maybe they look towards a herald.
Oh no. Spicy sauce! I think you might have cast a curse a little bit here. He was left alone in a bot lane for a whole 30 seconds and got 2 plates for himself. If he gets one more plate in his pocket, that's enough to just take down the turret with his W.
Yeah, RJ Hoffy playing pretty far up with that package. Gale Force, actually.
Oh no, Jan, now going in. He still does have that ultimate barrier popped by Spicy. One more auto attack could find it, but he doesn't even need it. Burn gives another solo kill over to Jan.
Yeah, and Victor has the augmented Q, or augmented E, sorry, so he can just insta push waves, especially with Leandri's. Will do a little bit more damage to melee minions as well. So here comes the Rift Herald startup by Team Ambition Wolves.
Yeah, Team Ambition Wolves, excellent objective control so far. 2 dragons in their pocket looking to take this first Rift Herald for themselves as well. Meanwhile, Jan taking the first tower for themselves in the bot lane, just completely on his own. And the Rift Herald not even going to be contested by Conviction.
Yep, I mean, Corky's still also not completed that Divine Sunder. Check if he has the gold for it. I believe it's 700. Yeah, he should have the gold for it. Just has to get the recall with the completed call. So, oh, I got the hiccups. Corky will have a little bit more pressure in this lane now that he can sustain a little bit. Instant will be proccing the ult, actually.
Yeah, instant. He got a little bit more HP there off of his ultimate, not able to pick up his passive stack once again. But Lawrence taking a real load there, does not have that same healing potential as instant. And then again, it's a tank v tank. If there's any kills up here, it's going to have to be by the help of the junglers. And now both junglers have arrived. They do have all their ultimates up if they do want to continue at 2v2.
Yeah, looks like the bot lane turret should be taken here by Ziggs. So Yen might be a little bit too far up, but
Oh,
Braum in the
nice
flank.
dodge there from the E. Maple about to be taken down. Darkwind's delivering the Shen onto Spicy Sauce's face. How far can you run?
Oh.
Can you turn it back on a Jen? Quite not enough
Meander's
damage.
minions?
Double kill for Jan, but still minion damage. Lawrence tried to block it, but unfortunately can't block team fight. Or can't block team's autos.
Yeah. Those minions did a lot of damage. He's gonna be looking at that death recap, and he's gonna see about 300 just from those casters. So Boundary's also helping out a little bit in that fight with the burn. Corki can now probably match the wave clear. It looks like a gank coming through.
Oh, RJ, he's gonna be able to walk it out. I mean, he still has a W. Yes, W is a fairly long cooldown, but you're probably not ganking him every 20 seconds. Something Courtney has definitely been trying to gank him once every 20 seconds, but now scaling the W up on RJ forced to flash away something. Courtney taking down real low, did not get his ultimate off quite yet. A conviction, CC stunned up, not allowed to move. Lawrence picking himself up his first kill of the game.
Yeah, at first I was going to say this is a bit of an awkward Herald play as Dragon isn't spawning for another minute, but turns into a pretty good fight here for the Wolves. Lawrence may be caught out by the slow. He did opt into the Iceborne, so is a little bit larger in size once he gets a few legendary items completed. Don't know if you want this one, Lawrence.
I think he thinks it's a 1v1, but then forgot that Mapo is just standing right there. Darkwind's forced to use his shield and all of his HP just to try and save Lawrence.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an overstay here, but obviously doesn't end up in any kills going over to the side of Nameless. So a 92 lead here, about 2,000 gold. Third Dragon will be up in 10 seconds. Yan might actually be caught out before it.
Jan, okay, nice use of the Gale Force there. Again, I think that might be the only champion that you build Gale Force on anymore. I don't really see Gale Force on any champion other than Xayah. Conviction, man, this Grom just keeps keeping Conviction in bad positioning. He's died for it almost twice now. And that is going to be the third Dragon, the sole point in Team Ambition Wolves' pockets.
Yeah, and there will not be a contest here for Nameless, so they are just happy giving this one away. Well, maybe not happy giving it away, but they will give it away in the end. Looks like they will just be opting into getting some Baron Vision. We'll be spawning to a flash forward, actually.
Flash taunt onto Spicy Sauce. Finds himself in a 1v3 Dark, trying to keep himself alive. Jen doing a lot of damage there. Auto attacking down on the Xayah. Finds the kill onto Mapo, now making it a 5v4 if they want to continue. But I don't even think they want to continue. They just want to turn it onto the Baron.
Yeah, unfortunately for Team Ambition Wolves, it isn't even up for another minute and 30 seconds. So all they can do is really tax these jungle camps away from Conviction, put him even further behind. 0-5-1 with only the Sunder completed. Not looking too good. RJ Hoffy can sustain a little bit, so not too worried about Titan.
Yeah, RJ, he did complete that Cole and the tier now fully stacked on both of them. So he is starting to get to his power spike once he does get that second item completed. He is going to suddenly be a much bigger Corki, especially in these team fights when he does hold that package. So Team Ambition Wolves still not 100% in the clear yet, as RJ and of course Spicy Sauce will start to do damage once they complete their second items.
This like to give over some props to Titan Duff for his farming. 172 at 19 minutes is really high for gold. That's about what, 8 a minute?
Yeah, pretty close to it, actually. It's almost 8 a minute with the amount of fighting that there has been in this game. Very impressive as Titan taking down real low. Not a package burn, I don't think, by RJ. And that's Channel. That's very unfortunately used there. Spicy Sauce, nice W, trying to get away there. And all of the disengage just so nicely timed by Nameless Fantasy.
Yeah, beautiful little satchel there from Spicy Sauce, denying that Shenton. RJ Hoffy.
Oh no, RJ, he went in again that time, not quite having the reaction speed on the W key. Now he's dead, and Lawrence and Instant finding themselves in yet another
Top lane
1v1 here in the
duel.
top lane, but is it really a 1v1 in an instant? He out heals you, he out damages you. That's the power of a Dr. Mundo.
Yeah, that grasp as well, doing a lot of work, even though the Bramble Vest is built for Lawrence. Looks like the Nameless squad is going to have to try to defend this mid-lane. Conviction a little too far forward.
Conviction, that's not where you want to be. Dark wants to find the engage, but he's going to be the one engaged upon Jen, using that ultimate very aggressively, not able to land it onto anyone but Mapo. CC, Dark making very excellent use of that package. Jen nicely autoing down for yet another kill on the Xayah.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at this Leona's build, she is opting in for the more expensive build. I believe it would probably be a Turbo Chem tank. 21 minutes, doesn't even have it like even close to completed, honestly. Still missing the little Aegis shield. Yeah, so very, very squishy in these fights.
Yeah, I think if Dark does recall right now, I think he should be able to complete his first item. Same story for Mapo, as both of them are still sitting no items completed at 21 minutes. That is just about the unfortunate reality of being a support, but something Cordy goes up for the engage, misses the flash to try and get a shutdown going over to RJ. Now Darkwood's trying to find an engage, but double root coming out from Jen, absolutely huge in the team fight, but RJ huge on the Corky damage as well. Lawrence taken down, Titan burning down, just flash from Spicy, but so low still. Titan, man, he wanted to turn it. You saw it in his eyes. He wanted to turn it, but shut down again going over to Spicy Sauce.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to funnel into a corridor versus Ziggs Corky.
No.
You are not going to have a good time.
No, you are really not. And like I was saying earlier, RJ and Spicy, they got behind early, but by no means does that mean they are permanently behind. Both have 1.5 items completed on the board. Still, Dragon spawning in 60 seconds now. It would be the soul for Team Ambition Wolves or the first dragon for Nameless Fantasy.
Yeah, obviously a big difference. Actually, Spicy Sauce.
Spicy Sauce, nice use of the barrier. Flash coming up from Mapo, nice, canceled out once again by Jen with that Feather Storm, but Mapo could be the one caught out here. No flash on the Leona, gonna be caged in by the Cataclysm. Spicy trying to keep his support alive, but does he have enough damage for it? Not quite something corny. Finding yet another pick before the soul comes up, and Conviction could be the next one on the table. He has a little bit left in his E timer here, but is he able to walk it out? Not quite. Shut down once again, going over something quirky. RJ still left alive all on his own, not going to be the one doing enough damage. And Instant, still split pushing up there in the top lane.
Yeah, so that Cataclysm on the Mapo, I believe if he just held it, I mean, he was already dead. Like, there's no way Leona's getting out of that. So I think if he held it for a little bit longer, maybe they could have had a more sweeping team fight. Maybe catch Conviction. On my screen, he has Flash, but he may not actually have Flash. Could have secured another kill and potentially turned that into a Baron, but looks like it will just be the Soul. I mean, you're going to be happy about that anyway, so...
Yeah, you have an Ocean Soul on Team Ambition Wolves now, fully completed, fully stacked Instant. He got a tower for himself, and he is probably going to be forced to use that ultimate. He does not have Flash, as far as we know, but he has so much regen, so much HP coming out from that ultimate. He does have 5 members of Team Ambition Wolves on his tail, though, so he's not going to get to live for too long. Jan, the one able to pick up that kill.
Yeah, meanwhile, Corky in the bot lane does have teleport up, so it looks like maybe he'll try to get as much damage into that bot turret as possible. Probably, honestly, I think you just give it over. Especially now that Blast Cone's gone.
Yeah, Blast Cone gone, not Corky, Ziggs ult gone as well. Conviction does want to play for a steal. 5k left on the Baron. Team Ambition Wolves will be backing off of it. Meanwhile, of course, RJ still in the bot lane, still getting a lot of split push pressure.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty good for Nameless here. You're getting extra gold onto that Corky. Those bot and top lane tier 2 turrets offer so much gold to a single member. I believe it's 700 for that turret. Yeah, so Corky is now going to be working on, it looks like, rapid fire cannon. Trying to stay at range, get a few extra autos in. Conviction may be caught out here once again.
Yeah, conviction. These scuttles. I mean, I used to be a jungler myself. I know how much pressure you have to put on these scuttles, but man, you don't gotta keep dying for them. They're very tasty, but they're not worth dying a seventh time for. I promise. And I just want to point out, Spicy Sauce has completed the demonic
Oh, Titan.
embrace now. As Titan, he's caught up. He is not allowed to move whatsoever. Spicy getting another kill onto the Ziggs, but conviction taken down real low. Actually forced to use the Heartbreaker to run away from that ult.
So a big macro mistake here for Team Ambition Wolves. With the Ocean Soul, you just want to keep starting up the Baron because you just fully regen anyways. Make Nameless come over and fight you. You will take any fight that they are funneling right into you. So just keep starting up the Baron. There's nothing to lose really.
Yeah, nothing to lose. You have TP on Lawrence. You don't have TP on Tyne Duff at the moment, but will be up in a few minutes, as well as Lawrence's ultimate there on the Shen. So you have so much map presence if you just want to play for split push. But TP, does it have
wait,
time?
can't get it. He's spell immune.
Oh yeah, he had his passive. Of course, it has enough time. He's able to TP out. I mean, he doesn't have TP for the next 6 minutes if they start up a Baron, but he made it out.
Is it 6 minutes? It's 259 seconds. I don't know the math on that. That one's too hard. But, yeah, please just start up the Baron. Force Nameless to keep bleeding gold. Force these members from bot lane to move into the top side of the map. Just go right now.
Yeah, Nameless Fantasy. You have 2 members bot lane right now. You have Lawrence bot lane matching them. He has flash available on this Shen, and you know that they don't even have vision on this Baron pit, thanks to the very nice Penguin Pink Ward on the pit as well. Conviction does still want to play for the steal here. Spicy does not have the Ziggs ult available. Conviction ulting over the wall, not able to find it through the exhaust. Blue team, Team Ambition Wolves taking the Baron for themselves.
Yeah, Lawrence gonna have a little bit of a sieging issue here. Shen not really known for his wave clear. Looks like he will have enough damage just to soak up the poke coming up from Corki. So no real tower trade here. Xayah will just be moving and mowing down that top lane turret. It's completed the Infinity Edge, so a lot of damage on the Xayah actually.
Yeah, like you're saying, Shen, not really known for his wave clear or tower damage. On the other hand, Xayah, very well known for her wave clear and tower damage. So if you're sending up here, sending her up there to split push 3.5 items, 7, 1, and 3, 250 CS. She's managed to maintain that 8, 9 CS a minute all on her own through all of these crazy team fights. Shen has been playing this game very well.
Yeah, I think Nameless are gonna have to look for a play with the package. I think you're gonna have to get like a rumble like choke point ult with it. It can actually one shot the entire team. It is about 4,000 damage if you stay in the whole thing. So
the blue buff actually picked up by Titan there, not going into RJ's hands.
Yeah, Victor blue buff, very good user of it. Looking to just spam those spells, get the poke out. You see the poke onto RJ Hoffy, so
this quarter of his HP gone from one ability. That is no fun. Now RJ does have 3 items completed. Ziggs ult just to try and wave clear. Still not enough damage on it to clear a single wave through the Baron upped minions and Conviction. Oh, the Gromp might just kill Conviction again.
Yeah, and they have Ocean Soul. They're not losing any health. They are all back right up to full after eating about 3 Corki missiles. So you can just continue the siege. Big wave in the mid lane for Nameless. Somebody from Titan, Team Ambition Wolves is going to have to go clear that one out eventually. Just fighting around the vision. Elder Dragon is spawning in 10 seconds, so it looks like both teams willing to commit everything they have to it. Package will be picked up. Corki has teleport available as well. So hopefully can get a very big flank here.
RJ and Jan actually are even in items at the moment. 3.5 on both of them, but the taunt comes out. No TP for RJ on the Elder Soul. Lawrence still does have his ultimate and his TP. Going to find the tower for himself as well, but he has to be able to walk it out. Elder picked up by Team Ambition Wolves. Now for the team fight. Darkwoods forced to flash away instant, using that ultimate to keep himself alive for as long as he can. Spicy, he has no mana, he has no flash, he only has a barrier. It is not going to be enough. Elder Soul comes out. Team Ambition Wolves looking to end game 2.
That taunt on the teleport was
Oh, it's crazy.
absolutely massive. No Corki package, no Corki at all. He is your strongest member as well, so not even able to make it over to the fight. He is the last member alive, has a bit of wave clear, but it is Elder and Ocean.
Yeah.
Not something you really want to dance around with.
No, they don't have the Baron at the moment. The Baron does spawn in just 3 minutes here. I do believe they had it, but then it expired. So now it is just Team Ambition Wolves want to take this bot lane inhibitor. Most likely will transition it into the mid lane and possibly the top lane one as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think you need to go triple inhibs here, but
But you could.
I think they should probably try to end before Baron. Hopefully in the next minute or so. Maybe they're just going to get one little reset off. Should have a lot of gold. I mean, Xayah probably going to be going either Bloodthirster or Guardian Angel. There's Bloodthirster.
Bloodthirster, yep.
So, actually, I think I would have preferred Guardian Angel in this scenario, but Bloodthirster gives a little bit of survivability, so
Yeah,
not
and
a bad option.
for the next few minutes, Jan will be just that one little extra item up onto RJ. Both of them by far the most fed members on their team at the moment. You wouldn't think about it if you just look at KDA, but you look at the gold, 13,000 gold on RJ, 15,000 gold on Jan. The next closest member is 12,000 on the Spicy, and the rest are hovering around 10 and lower. So those are the 3 members doing the most damage. Titan also up there at 11,000, but still not quite at the same level that Jan is going to be doing at this damage. He's still got a little bit more time left to scale, just 30 minutes still into the game. You got one Elder, you got one Baron, now you got to look to close the game.
Yeah, I believe Team Ambition Wolves should just probably look to Siege. I mean, they still have the Ocean Soul. I mean, I think Elder is also still on Conviction.
Instant, and he's taken down real low on this Mundo. He does not even get a chance to heal up through that ult.
Ooh, big redemption purchase.
Hey, I like redemption. No one ever builds it, but I really like it. And Jan, man, that was like 1 or 2 autos on the Mapo, and he's taken to a quarter of his HP.
Yeah, I mean, this Corki poke is going to leave a little bit of a sting, but obviously they have Ocean, so you just have to really hit anything on the map and you will regen to full. Not a really big fan of this Demonic Embrace here from Ziggs. I don't think you're too worried about surviving for longer. I think you just go Void Staff. Yeah, it looks like a siege into the top lane.
Yeah, this is about what I was predicting. I did think that they would also take the mid lane inhibitor. They took the mid lane inhibitor tower, but not quite the inhibitors. Now they're looking to transition that onto the top lane. Instant zooming in with that car. No package on RJ on the Corki for just a few more minutes, but looking to triple inhibitor them from Team Ambition Wolves. Jan taking a real low, forced to ult away from the Ziggs. So that is a fairly large cooldown on that ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, Jan, or I think it's Yan. I think he said Yan.
Oh,
we'll see. Yeah, Yan gonna be without that ult for a little bit. It's already halfway off cooldown. Actually didn't buy an Essence Reaver. I think that's like the most common build that Xayah would typically run. Corki is gonna have package up for this Baron though, so looking to be a pretty explosive team fight.
He does have 4 items as well. Again, matching Jan. TP coming in from Instant here. No fight quite started yet. Blastcone is available if they do want to play for a steal, but it does look like Nameless Fantasy actually trying to play for an engage here. Package coming out from RJ. Tank taking down real low. Shen ult keeping him alive for so long. RJ just being blown up. No follow-up damage there from Mapo. He goes in for the counter engage, but does not have any follow-up on damage. Mapo taken down real low. Instant taken down as well. Conviction and Spicy, man. The 2 damage dealers on the side of Nameless Fantasy, the only 2 remaining on the team. They're not tanky. They are taken immediately down. Now Team Ambition Wolves taking the Nexus in a 2-0 series.
Yeah, and there are the GG well playeds in chat. Team Ambition looking to just push down these Nexus turrets. So a 2-0 series sweep for the side of Team Ambition.
Yeah, 2-0 for Team Ambition. I don't think I seem to remember the power rankings here. I don't think this is what you were predicting.
No, I'm pretty sure Nameless was first place, but yeah, I'm still gonna rank them like eighth. That's perfectly fine. That's just the way I am.
Oh, the
Uh,
damage craft.
yeah, yeah. Ziggs is a very good champion, by the way. Uh,
I
Definitely pick
see.
him.
I
Definitely,
see.
if you're a bot laner, learn how to play Ziggs.
And all through that whole game, Jan still managing to get 318 CS in a 34-minute game. Now, I can't do quick maths, but I think that is somewhere around 8 CS a minute.
Uh, yeah, that
Wait,
sounds. It might be 7.
how did
Three.
Conviction do 2700 damage to champions? Wait.
He did literally nothing. He hit nobody.
Wait. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Leona did like 1/3 x 33% more damage.
Wait, how does that even happen? That's man, those gromps.
Viego's
Those
been nerfed too
gromps really
much.
just cause Conviction too much damage to him, man.
I mean, realistically, every fight you pretty much just saw Viego just running around in his Vape Nation smoke and ulting away. So only completed 2 items as well. So not too much conviction could do about that. But
Yeah, and that is going to be the end of our series tonight on Runeterra Academy. Sophomore League Cloud. Man, Cloud House. I keep trying to say it, Dragon. Cloud House taking the 2-0 up on Ocean tonight again. Team Ambition Wolves now sitting 4-2. Yeah, 4-1 actually as their total score. 2-0 in standings. Nameless Fantasy sitting 1-1 in standings. I have been Camcom, joined by PVS. Join us back here tonight, same time, same place, 8 p.m. EST on Runeterra Academy, twitch.tv for your junior league here tomorrow night. We will catch you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching tonight. See you all later.